Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early May 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Sagittarius collective in early May 2026? It is Taurus season, beautiful time of year. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in early May. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. There we go. All right, cool. So we have our good friend, the Little Mermaid, Ariel herself, showing up here. And there's a lot of really good, nice aspects to this card. It's like very daydreamy and imaginative and creative. I mean, there's a couple of downsides too. It's all good though. Before we fully dive into that though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this image of a beautiful seascape. We have the red-headed mermaid. Looks like she's kind of in like a ball of air or a bubble, right? And her head is in the clouds. It really is a beautiful image, and it does give me a lot of the similarities to the Little Mermaid story in and of itself, where Ariel, yeah, she's a princess, she's in a pretty good place, but there's somewhere else she'd rather be. So this is a future-focused energy. In the positive sense, it's very imaginative and creative and expressive. This is very good for Saggy in this time. The downside, sometimes this energy can overthink. Right, her with her head in the literal clouds. So in this time, just watch out for that, like your mind getting away from you, or you might find yourself dwelling on something a little more so than you normally do when this card is here. But I do like it for its future-facing vibe, and I've been picking it up with all the fire signs recently, where it's like, all right, full steam ahead, I'm going this way. It could also be planning and strategy, right? But I think it's a good way to start. Very musical, too. Have you been singing a lot, Sagittarius? We're just going to let her chill out right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Saggy. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was a little wound tight, so I find that interesting that we have the head in the clouds here, because last week's reading was titled They Are Nervous. And again, it could have been you, it could have been somebody else. You know how readings go. But the energy did, to me, just feel like on edge about something. So again, whether it's the overthinking, whether it's nervous system type of stuff, to me it was like there was an edge to the energy I was picking up. So hopefully you're feeling okay. Hopefully that didn't hit for you. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Saggy. What's happening in early May? Quick. 6 of Swords. Cool. Lots of water. Water everywhere. Even though that's technically an air sign or air energy right here in the front. I like the 6 of Swords. It's an action card. And those of you that watch on a regular basis know that I love to start a spread with an action card. And that's what we got. Let's get a couple more. Okay. Speeds up even more. So we go from the 6 of Swords into the Tower. I've been seeing a lot of this tower in recent weeks for a lot of different signs. Let's get one more. Again, not every tower is a bad tower. Don't want to get anyone all freaked out by it. Thank you. King of Pentacles. Nice. All right, so the energy, this might actually be a good one for some of you, depending. Like the way the energy looks to me, everything surrounding this tower is actually good so far. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like that frames the reading and tells us how the energy is going to flow. And we have a good mixture this week, right? We have air, water, and earth. Now, again, with the tower, it doesn't look like water energy, but it really is. these again could be different areas of life, but I just like the way that it seems to flow. Now, with the air in position number one, that's a very logical, pragmatic, intelligent type of energy. You might find yourself digging for information or thirsting for different pieces of knowledge when there's a lot of air within a spread. It's very strategic and planned out. There's a little structure. So there is something about strategy. The only downside to air is sometimes it could be a little cold, a little detached, a little flighty, and it can represent the overthinking. So that's something we want to watch out for. In the center, we have the tower, which is water, because that's Scorpio. Now, water represents the emotional self, the inner self. So we have like the heart and mind going, right? We have the water, which is the heart. We have the mind. So it's like I'm doing a little bit of both. Now, the great thing about water, it represents things that we're emotionally invested in, things that we care about, our emotional state, our emotional stability, creativity, expressiveness, all that good stuff. I was speaking about the aerial card. Same thing goes with the tower, believe it or not. But the downside to water is that sometimes it could be a little too intense. Sometimes certain emotions could take control of us or pull us under. So that's something we want to watch out for. But back end, we do have a more stabilizing force coming in with the Earth, right? So Earth represents stability and security, whether it's internal or external. It can represent our day-to-day life, our day-to-day routine. I would say it's work, money, business, finances, home, and family. So we think of the material aspects of the world around us. And usually it's great for abundance. The downside to Earth, sometimes it could be a little too stubborn. Sometimes it could be a little too set in its ways. But I think we have a good mix here because it's like these energies are offsetting whatever this tower is, hopefully. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we got the Six of Swords right here. And we see these individuals, they're in a boat and they're coming out of the choppy waters into the calm. So first and foremost, I usually see this card as improvement or things getting better. Really nice. So whether it's like self-betterment that you're doing, whether it's a situation improving. This card can also represent distance and travel. So hey, maybe you got a trip coming up when this card is here. I'm about to go on a voyage, right? But I like the Six of Swords. Again, it could just be action too, right? Like if we take away all those other meanings, it's someone making a move, right? Or it's like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm making something happen. So I'd normally like this. Now the downside to the Six of Swords, as with all cards, there's always a positive and a challenge. This card can sometimes be an energy that seems to linger. So whether it's a situation, a behavior, a thought, sometimes this energy is like, like it keeps running circles in my brain. Watch out for things popping back up too, or like inflaming. So we want to keep a very close eye on this Six of Swords. I think it's good though. Initially, it feels really good, and the thing about it is the pacing, right? Because the Six of Swords, not too hot, not too cold. It's just right. Now moving to the middle, we have a super intense energy that might be a little too hot to handle, right? We got the Tower. As I mentioned earlier, it's Scorpio energy, one of your zodiacal neighbors. So whether you have Scorpio placements or a Scorpio you're connected to, this could be them. The Tower kind of speaks for itself, right? We see that tower getting hit by lightning, people flying out. It does represent shock and upheaval, but as I already mentioned, not every tower is a bad tower. Not every shock is a bad shock. Sometimes things work out for you even if you don't think they will or can. So I love it. The tower is a super intense type of energy. Now, on its rougher aspect, yes, it can represent endings. Sure. Can it represent karmic things? Absolutely. Can it represent wiping the slate clean and just starting fresh? Yeah, it could be that too. So it's super intense. We have this interesting energetic difference. So we got the shock here, but I just want to see what flavor it is. Because going from the Six of Swords to the Tower, to me, it's something speeding up. But then when we get to the back end here, the energy kind of hits the brakes a little bit with the King of Pentacles. Now, this could be an earth sign you're connected to. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Kings represent control of their respective suit. I just spoke about how this could be like the day-to-day life routine, money, work, business related stuff. So the King of Pentacles is great for earthly and material abundance. That's a great sign. So if you're having any issues with work or you're trying to change what you do, this is a really good positive omen. The only downside to the King of Pentacles, it can just be very much set in its ways. Like it's an energy that's like very stubborn, very set in its ways. It is what it is. Sometimes it could be very unpredictable too. So I'm not saying that this reading is without challenge. Sometimes this combination could be extremely unpredictable. But at the same time, this King of Pentacles could absolutely calm down the situation and not inflame it further. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what we got for Saggy gang, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me, so feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Six of Swords. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Six of Swords here? Thank you. Cool. I like this focus. All right, so we got the King of Swords. Notice we're getting a lot of cards of other people starting to show up here, which I find interesting. And to me, this card feels focused, has a lot of intention, extremely, extremely strategic, which I think I saw for you like a few weeks ago, where it's like, I have this plan and I'm going to put it into action. So I think it's good. We still need to see what's up with the Tower. I don't want to say this is a big old win just yet, but the King of Swords can represent air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But remember, kings are controlled of their respective swords. The mindset, the mind frame. It's very smart, very intelligent, and it feeds its brain. So again, with the Six of Swords and the King of Swords, it's like, there's this plan and I'm going to take action. There is something I intend to do and I will do it. I will follow through. So again, whether that's coming from you, whether it's coming from somebody else, it's like, no, this is what I intend and this is what I will do. This is an energy that's like very set on making a move or taking an action. So again, might be you, right? There might be a situation where it's like, all right, I'm going to deal with it like this, and I'm going to do this and that's what I intend to do. And I believe it. Okay, so that actually might be a good thing. If this King of Swords was in the reverse, then I'd be a little concerned, because sometimes he could be like very stern, very serious, a little grumpy. In the upright, it's like, no, there's something I intend to do. There's an outcome that I want, and I will follow through with it. So it's either the action coming in a very big way, or this could be Spirit telling you to stick to the plan with something. Now, if you're dealing with something and you don't have a strategy and plan, you might want to. Because to me, it's like, just stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. We're going to keep going. We're going to see what the Tower has. I really want to get to that King of Pentacles, too, especially now that we're getting all these different people. So why is that Tower here? Why is that Tower here? Okay. Super, super intense. All right, so we have Judgment in the upright. This is absolutely a very, very powerful, rapid, explosive change right in the center. So it's like we have the planned action. We have this course of action that we see here in the front. And then, boom, the Tower in Judgment. It follows through. That's for sure. Where it's like, no, I told you I was going to do it. Now I'm going to do it. It's like one of those. So if there's a situation you're dealing with and you kind of give someone fair warning, that's kind of how this feels to me. Where it's like, hey, I told you this was going to happen. I told you this is what I was going to do. And I'm going to do it. Like, that's just how it feels. Now, Judgment, it's another karmic, scorpionic, Plutonian type of card. Yes, it could represent decisions and choices as well. But again, it's about change and metamorphosis. And like with the combination of the Tower, it's like, told you I was going to do it, so now I'm doing it. And again, it's like that explosive or really powerful, intense change. And it could happen rapidly. That's the vibe I'm picking up here. Again, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. We still need to see how the ending might turn out. But it's like, yeah, no, told you I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. So we got action, we got change, and this could be in a lot of different areas too. Again, it doesn't just have to be interpersonal relationships. It could be work. It could be material world related stuff where it's like, no, this is what I wanted, this is what I'm doing. And there's a powerful, powerful shift of energy, and it could have that karmic undertone too. Or I don't want to say it's like a fated thing or a fate thing, but we're going to keep going. Big intensity right there in the center. So watch out for like spikes of intensity within yourself as well. But to me, I'm just getting a lot of action and a lot of change, a lot of energy that's not sitting on its hands and waiting, which is interesting because I saw something in the Aries reading where it's like, wait, you need to internalize something, you need to wait. This energy is like, nope, don't want to wait, I'm going to do it now. It's like, I'm not waiting on a damn thing, I'm doing it. Whatever it is, I'm making it happen. So I'm not saying that you're going to have like a less patience than you normally do. It's a bit of a live wire, my friends. So yeah, we do have that shocking energy or explosive energy. Let's go in on the King. Okay. That's easier than expected. So we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. There could be something that Spirit was like, Saggy, don't even stress it. Don't even worry about it. And I know that's easier said than done. This is more so like reassurance. When I see the Ten of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands in reverse, it's either an extremely positive outcome or it's something that will get back to normal much quicker than expected. So again, I know we see like this intention, this action, this change, but then with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands in reverse, either something happens easily or it's an energy where it's like, hey, there's nothing to worry about. Everything's going to be fine. So for some of you, if you're dealing with situations and you need a little encouragement, like, hey, you're okay. You're okay. Everything's going to be okay. I'm getting a really strong, reassuring type of energy here. Now, the Ten of Wands, usually in the upright, could be burdened. Right now, the good thing about it, it's like very determined to move forward, where it's like, hey, if there's something I want to do, I won't stop until I get it. Kind of like this energy we have in the front. But it is heavy. There's a weight to it, right? And sometimes it could even represent the physical body, so watch out for neck, back, and spine issues. But when I see him in reverse underneath the King of Pentacles, it's like I'm taking a weight off my shoulders. There is something where it's like, oh, don't got to worry about that no more, or I refuse to worry about this. It's an energy that I don't want to say it's unbothered, but it's at least acting that way. But I also get this really strong reassurance where it's like it's not going to be as hard as you think, where something is easier than expected. Everything is going to be okay. And I think that's a beautiful thing, especially on the heels of like this powerful energy right there in the center. But let's go through. I'll give you a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So interesting stuff. A lot of ups and downs with the energy. But if you kindly look in the box position, number one, Six of Swords, King of Swords. There is something I intend on doing, and I am going to do it. There is absolutely big action coming in here, like coming in hot on the front end, and it feels purposeful. This could be spirit telling you to stick to plan or be strategic about how you approach something. Moving into the middle, yeah, we have the follow through. We have the explosive, shocking energy of the Tower Judgment combination. So to me, it was giving me like fair warning where it's like, hey, I told you this was going to happen, or I told you I was going to do this. Now I did it. There's this energy aside from the action of just like powerful, massive change coming up for a lot of you. So whether you've been already dealing with it, a time of metamorphosis, or whether it's coming up, there could be a major area of life that does a big shift on you. But I think it's going to be okay because moving to the back end, we have the King of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands, which is very reassuring to me, where it's like the energy is intense, but everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. And I find that extremely reassuring and comforting for some reason. So that looks really good. Maybe some of you do need a little break or a little vacation. But please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yes, this is where I pull a quick shadow card just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get your one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Saggy in the shadows? Quick, super quick. Yeah, the Sun, beautiful. So the Sun is the most positive card in the tarot deck. Even with the shadow side of it, it's very positive to me. So with this in the shadows, more of that reassurance that we've been getting. Big Leo energy right here. Now it's interesting that in the shadows we get the Sun because the Sun reveals all. So I love it. I think it's blessings. It's beautiful source energy. It's highly, highly spiritual. And it is absolutely a winner of victory of some kind. But if we do want to look at the shadow side of it, I always say the Sun is extremely intense, just like these energies right down the center. And I always use getting sunburn as an example. So when I see this in the shadows, it's like, all right, there's a really strong energetic intensity, but intensity does not equal a bad thing. Okay, so maybe some of you just need a little bit of time in the shade for a little bit, right? Which, again, rest, relaxation, taking off some of the pressure. So we're going to put the Sun right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My May calendar is up and the spots go quick, so you might want to check it out. But for the May subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 lucky subscribers to win either a copy of the Tarot of the Owls, beautiful deck, and it's really nice, or 3 custom-made pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of the cards that showed up in this week's reading, which one caught your attention most or resonated with you most. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the posts tab. My friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.